Hello everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Quick Take and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. And today we have some news regarding Pochettino, and things aren't as rosy behind the scenes as some may believe, and a very final David Fofana update. Before I continue, I would like to quickly remind you I am running a giveaway with OwnASaber.com, where at 15,000 subscribers you could be in with a chance at winning the King of London lightsaber, the perfect saber for every Chelsea fan. 3 participants will be chosen, and all you have to do to enter is subscribe to the channel and check the pinned comment down below for more information. And with that, on with the video. So, starting off with the Mauricio Pochettino news, this is coming in from CFC Pice on his second account. People inside the club were said to be extremely concerned over the Middlesbrough result. An agent connected to CFC, speaking with the guarantee of anonymity, I think that's how you say it, said that there is plenty of dialogue between the players and staff over tactics and how they've been asked to play. Chelsea will hold more internal conversation if they lose to Fulham. At least 3 CFC players have expressed concerns over their role and Pochettino's tactical setup. In my opinion, those 3 would be Thiago Silva, Levi Colwill, and Enzo Fernandez. Both Fernandez and Colwill have been played kind of basically out of position. They've been underutilized, and their weaknesses have been highlighted by the way that they've been played by Mauricio Pochettino so far this season. And Thiago Silva, I believe Thiago Silva would have raised concerns because he would have obviously listened to those around him, and he's basically the father of the group. He's 39 years old, he's the most experienced out of everyone in the team, and it's not like his career is in jeopardy if he goes against what the manager says, or not necessarily goes behind the manager's back, but brings some unpopular opinions to the manager that others maybe don't want to do so in case they jeopardize their future career. Thiago Silva's had his career, and he's more than prepared to stick up the squad. We saw this when he goes over to the fans after the games to calm them down, speak to them, hear them out, and just really be a lead in the team. He's not the captain, but he is definitely the leader. The club are on the lookout for new signings, but the lack of bids for players on the sell list is causing a delay. Obviously, the sell list includes players like Malang Sarr, Trevor Chalobah, and of course, Mando Broja and Conor Gallagher. Although some may want Conor Gallagher to say, including the manager, apparently if Chelsea do receive a bid, somewhere between 45 to 50 million pounds with 10 million in add-ons, it will be considered heavily, and maybe it's a deal Tottenham Hotspur will push towards the end of the transfer window. Important to note, Egbali controls every decision, and the ownership want to keep pushing Pochettino until the summer at minimum, but things are not currently rosy behind the scenes, that's for sure. And one thing I would like to highlight is a lot of the things that we are seeing with Mauricio Pochettino in the news regarding things like he's not under pressure, the plan is to stick with him until the summer, there's no immediate fallout, even if we don't get Europe, his position will be safe and fine. We were hearing a lot of the same things last season, when it was down to Graham Potter. Things like there is business as usual behind the scenes, and he got sacked. I think that was from Ben Jacobs, and then we also had other stories like the managers have compared Graham Potter to Arteta, and that they understand that it will take a long time before things really start to go on the up. I don't believe in that. I think a club like Aston Villa, I think a club like Bournemouth are a prime example of the right manager can get a squad of underperforming players performing to a very high level very quickly. And I don't think Mauricio Pochettino has many excuses to fall back on now. You could say injuries, but Middlesbrough had injuries. They had 12 injuries going to the game, 2 injuries during the game, and they still managed to outplay us. 442 did a brilliant video going over exactly why they believe we failed to really dominate Middlesbrough in the way that we really should have done. We had great players that game playing, Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, Cole Palmer, Raheem Sterling. You'd expect these players to be able to beat Middlesbrough, but there's just no movement in the attack. Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo, they're being utilised in the completely wrong way that they should be utilised, and Colwill is obviously not a left back, and their manager targeted Colwill through pace and through dribbling. He's just not a left back. You need someone who's a lot more able to turn quickly and who's faster as a fullback, not a centre back. That is not Colwill's role. That is not the only piece of news we have today, though. Carney is close to returning. His injury was a lot worse than what people first thought. He's had to change his running style and mechanics in terms of how he moves his body to prevent future injuries. This is fairly worrying, seeing as Carney is one of the more exciting players in the squad right now in terms of future prospects. He had a very good start to the season. He had a very nice goal against West Ham, and I think he's a more natural number 10 than someone like Conor Gallagher is, who has been utilised in that position so far this season. Losing someone like Carney and losing someone like Christopher Nkunku through injury has definitely not helped things, but as I said, he's had to change his running style to accommodate his injury that he's now going to be dealing with for, I don't know how long, whether it's the rest of his career, who knows, but it's not a good look for Carney. And then we had some news coming in for David Fofana, of course, the player we signed from the Norwegian League. David Fofana to Burnley. Here we go. Agreement in place for the striker to join on loan deal. Understand there's no buy option. Chelsea believe Premier League experience will be key. Medical on Saturday. Salary 100% covered by Burnley. First call on the deal, David Ornstein. Brilliant stuff there. David Fofana, some people thought he may be coming back into the side with Amanda Breuer underperforming and Nicholas Jackson now away at AFCON, but I do believe we will be going after a striker towards the end of the January transfer window, even if it's a stopgap striker. Alexander Isak could be an interesting one. Apparently Newcastle are dealing with some FFP issues and they may have to sell someone like Alexander Isak or Bruno Guimaraes, one of their big names. So maybe that's another name to keep an eye out on. But that is not the only news we have today. I'm going to bring this on to our last story. Although Chelsea, this is coming in from Nizak Inseller, although Chelsea will have significant money to spend in the summer, their transfer fund will be reduced if they fail to qualify for Europe again. Now, of course, we do get money qualifying from Europe. We have failed to qualify for Europe last season, and losing out on that has put a little bit of pressure on in terms of where we finish this season. We do have a pathway to European football, of course. Winning the Carabao Cup does get you into the Europa Conference League, but to do that, we have to get past Middlesbrough at home and then Liverpool at Wembley. And Chelsea versus Liverpool at Wembley doesn't always end well for the Blues. Europa League, I'm not too sure how we'd get into the Europa League with our current form this season, and Champions League, I think we can all agree top 4 is out of the window. I'm going to end the video by saying this: don't be fooled by the PR that is going out currently. There is going to be a lot of messages put out to the media outlets from Chelsea basically saying, listen, we're completely fine with Pochettino. We'll be assessing the situation at the end of the summer. We have full support in him. We have injuries, blah, blah, blah. Here's why you shouldn't report that there's any chance of him leaving. They're doing that. I think that's more damage control than anything. You can call me a waffler, you can call me an idiot, but that is how I think it is. I think that they are doing damage control for what is actually going on behind the scenes. It does seem from these reports here from CFC Pice that there is unrest within the squad in terms of how they're being utilised, and I can completely understand that. They have been utilised very poorly. Chilwell at left wing, sorry. Colwell at left back. Enzo Fernandez has been playing a far deeper role than he should be. He should be a number 8, playing that Toni Kroos role. Caicedo, one of our, if not our most expensive ever signing. He's being utilised in a completely wrong way. Again, 4-4-2 brought this up, but you play him in a role in the midfield where he picks up the ball, and then in that way, he's able to break past the press. He's able to break through the press, or he's able to make a pass and then go. He's not being utilised at that. He's basically being played as a number 6, and that is not his role. It is clear that Pochettino has made mistakes with this side, and he needs to sort them out very quickly. Otherwise, things can turn... In football, we know this, things can turn sour very fast. That's going to wrap it up for today's video. I don't want to waffle on too long. I'm just going to end it on this final message here. Don't believe everything you read from the big publications. There is stuff going on behind the scenes regarding Pochettino's future. Thank you all so much for watching. I've been the Quick Take, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you later.